Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In case you see my face for the first time, my name is Tosin. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. I do videos on self-improvement, self-development, and everything nice. And in case you've been here before, you already know you are welcome back, my Roji. I'm so happy to have you here once again. So guys, today's video is going to be on 5 ways to have self-worth. Without further ado, let's get it. So guys, let's just get right into the video. Please, in case you can hear any noise, there's a construction happening close to my house. Yeah, so the first way to have self-worth is to know yourself. I always talk about this know yourself very well on my channel. That's because if you don't know yourself, there are certain things that cannot happen. You can't know your self-worth, you can't love yourself, you can't have confidence if you don't know yourself. You need to know yourself very well. So I think I got to know that there are so many things about you as a person that you don't know. You consume so much of people telling you what people tell you that you are, what you feel like you are. But deep down, there's a you that you need to unlock, that you really need to know. So it's always very important to know yourself. That's how you know your self-worth. That's how you have self-worth. You need to know yourself as a person, like to the listings, like what kind of person am I? How do I get angry? What can be like a deadline to me? What can be something that you can never catch me doing? Things like that, questions like that. You need to ask yourself questions to know yourself. It is always very, 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 very important to know yourself. That's the way you have self-worth. If you don't know yourself, you cannot have self-worth. By why? Because you don't even know anything about yourself. So why do you feel like you're worthy? If you understand what I mean. Yeah. So the next one is to know your value. So this one go hand in hand with my previous point, which is you know yourself. When you know yourself, you know your value. You know the value that you can bring. You know when they say, what do you bring to the table? And you are able to say the things that you bring to the table. You are able to bring your strengths to the table. You're able to bring so many beautiful things that you can mention to the table, if you understand what I mean. So what is your value? What value do you think that you add? What value do you think that you can add to certain things? So let's put it that way. What Let's say someone asks you, so we have these certain things, what value can you add to it? How can you make it better? Simply, that's just simply what it means. So what values do you have? What are those things that you know that you have that makes you special as a person? This will help you to have self-worth. If you don't know your values, if you don't know yourself, you don't know your values, you can't have self-worth. Why? Because you feel useless. I'm sorry for using that word. You feel like I can't add any value to anything, so I don't have any value. So why should I have self-worth? If you understand what I mean. So you need to know your value. It's very, very important. You can't just be living life like I'm just anybody, anything. No. You have a lot of value inside of you. So it's always very important to know what value that you can give. Being organized is a value. If you're someone that is very organized, it's a value because you are going to use it somewhere. Being a friendly person is a value because you are going to use it somewhere. You know how to easily communicate with people is a value because you're going to use it somewhere. So that's it. You need to know your value. It is very, 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 very important to know your value. Know it, even if it's just like five that you know about yourself, even if it's just like three that you know about yourself. It's always very, very important to know your value. Trust me, see, once you know your value, oh my god, your self-worth will skyrocket because you know what you bring to the table, like they say. So it is always very, very important to know your value. So the next thing is to be kind and be easy on yourself. Yeah, it's always very, 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 very important to be kind, to be easy on yourself, know who you are. So there are times where you're going to feel worthless. There are times where you're going to feel useless. There are certain times where you're going to feel like, I can't even do anything. I can't even do these things. Yes, I know I always come here and come and preach, Positive words, I understand it, but life is not always perfect all the time. There are times where those words don't do it. Yes, there are times like that. So you always need to be easy on yourself. It's very important to be easy on yourself. Why? Because you know who you are. Do you understand what I mean? You know who you are. So you need to be easy on yourself. Now I'll give a very easy relatable example. I said you being friendly is a value. Let's say you go to a gathering, you're friendly and everything, and people are not just feeling your vibes, they are not just reciprocating to your energy, and start feeling bad, you start putting more pressure. Oh, maybe it's the way I greeted, that's why they don't like me. Maybe it's the way I look. That's you put so much pressure on yourself that you feel like, oh, you have to be a certain way so that your worth can come out. Be easy on yourself. This one is something I have to even tell myself. Be easy on yourself. It is hard to do life, and you need to be easy on yourself. When you're easy on yourself, you give yourself grace, and you know your worth. When you do that, you know that I can carry out this thing. I know how to do this thing. I may not have the capacity to now. I may not have the wisdom or the knowledge to do this thing now, but trust me, I know I can do it. That's you skyrocketing your self-worth. You know what you can do, but the fact that you can't do it at the time, or a position, or an environment where you are, doesn't mean you don't know who you are. You know who you are, and it's always very important to always be easy on yourself, no matter what. Be easy on yourself. Give yourself grace. It's very important. Yeah. So the next one is to practice. Sorry, always practice self acceptance. Guys, this one is on another level. Always accept yourself. This is like the last point. Sorry, guys, I'm looking at my notes. This is like the second to the last point. Sorry. Always accept yourself. This is how you have self-worth. This is supposed to be my number one. You knowing who you are and accepting it is a different power on its own. Um, it took me time. I think I've explained this before. I've always been someone who likes to be alone, who likes to be by myself, who doesn't like to go out, honestly. And just because I felt like I wasn't going to be accepted, to people wasn't going to accept me, I stretched myself too much. I basically was someone who I wasn't. I knew deep down I was someone that always liked to be by myself, like to be alone. I just like to be alone. I don't know why. I just like it. Do you understand? To always be alone. Sorry guys, my mic died. A whole I had done the video to the end before knowing that, but let's do this again. So even if I have to do things on my own, fun things, I like to do them alone. It's just something that I just come to understand over the years, that I like to just do things alone. I like to do things by myself. It's just, I don't know, it's just how I'm being built, if you get me. So it's always very important to accept yourself for who you are. What is that thing that you like to do? What is that thing that you feel like this is truly who you are? And if you are not a friend, someone that like to keep friends, let's put it that way, it's okay, it's fine. Accept yourself for who you are. Whatever it is that you do, yeah, accept yourself for doing it. I always knew I'm someone who struggle with social anxiety. Why am I not getting my words right? Social anxiety. It doesn't mean I don't like to meet people. I do like to meet people, but you see that first time of going out, just me leaving my house, getting to see new people, I'm just always having like an anxiety. But when I'm there, like, I'm good. So it's always very, very, very important to accept yourself for who you are, no matter who you are, no matter what it is. Accept yourself for who you are. That will help you to have self-worth, because you know who you are, you know yourself, you know your values, you accept yourself for who you are. When you don't accept yourself, it just really means that you don't have self-worth. It just really means that you find yourself worthless, for a better word. So yeah, it's always very important to accept yourself for who you are. Accept yourself for all the bad and the good. Just always know that, okay, this is who I am. When me I started thinking about it, and painting, bringing out points about my life, what I who I really am, there were things that I felt like they didn't make sense, that I needed to work on, and I did work on them. Good or bad, you will always have a bad part of you, and you need to work, towards it. It's very, very important to work to be a better person. It's very, very important. So yeah, always accept yourself. Accept self acceptance. It's, I don't know, it gives you some type of different level of self-worth, because you know who you are, you accept it, this is who I am. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So the last but not the least part is, try to always avoid comparing yourself to others. This one is very hard, but I feel like I always talk about it very much on my channel. And it is very important to stop comparing yourself. When you begin to compare yourself, it just really means that you don't have self-worth. Do you understand what I mean? You compare yourself to people that you don't even know at all is a no-no for me. For me, I have people that I look up to. There are people that inspire me, in every areas of my life, in my business, in baking. I have people that I look up to that inspire me. In YouTube, I have people that I look up to that inspire me. In the way I dress, I have people that I look up to that inspire me. I'm not there yet, especially for the style. I'm not even there yet, but I know I'm going to get there. So it's always very important to stop comparing yourself. It's hard. And when you begin to compare yourself to even people that are close to you, it just really means that you don't have self worth. It just really means that you don't know who you are, you don't know what you carry inside of you. So it's always very important to stop comparing yourself. It is easier said than done, trust me. But I always try as much as possible not to compare myself. If I see someone that I like, or is living the kind of life that I want to live, I always see that person as an inspiration. I always see that person as someone that you inspire me. How did you get there? What are the things that you're doing that I know that are legit? Definitely, I'm going to be like, okay, maybe me too. I'm supposed to be doing, this and this and this and that. Really, that's what life is supposed to be about. Not you comparing yourself and saying, oh, look at me now. Look at that person. I'm not even like that person. No, you're not like that person. You are special the way you are. I think that's one thing we just need to like key into. Every human being on earth is special. There is no two of you anywhere on this planet, Earth, in any other planet, platform, whatever it is. There is nobody like you. There is one thing that oh God, my English. There's one thing that distinguish you from the other person. Yeah, I think I use my brothers as an example so many times. My brothers are twins, and they are nothing alike. They are different in their own way, different and unique in their own way. These are people that they share the same placenta. Or not to even talk about people that you don't even know. So it's always very, very important not to always try to have caution. It's hard not to compare yourself, but always try to have caution, not to always compare yourself to other people. They have their own self worth, they have their own values, you have yours, and it's always very important to know that. So guys, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. We've come to the end of the video, and please give me a comment. I really, really appreciate it. Please share this video to someone that you feel might need it. I really, really appreciate it. And don't forget, most importantly, join the family. I'm really, really going to appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.